In about half an hour's time from now, counting will begin in the race to Rashtrapati Bhavan, and by the end of the day, we will know the name of the 14th President of India. Of course, the NDA's Ram Nath Kovind was almost certain to win because of the numbers stacked in his favour, so it is advantage Kovind. But Meira Kumar, remember, has the support of as many as 17 opposition parties. We do understand that counting is going to start, and it will, at the end of the day, the Lok Sabha Secretary General is going to take a certificate with the name of the winner and hand it over to the winner at his residence, his or her residence, that is post 5 p.m. In fact, we have the BJP Suresh Verma and the Congress's Mohammad Khan joining us this morning on the race to Raisina Hill. Good morning to both of you, gentlemen. Suresh Verma of the BJP, are you confident of Ram Nath Kovind's victory today?
Yeah, there is no reason to be not confident of. We are very confident. It's a movement of great satisfaction for us that a person coming from such a humble background will become President of India, the topmost post. And we are very confident that he will uphold the dignity of the office and discharge his function in dispassionate way. In any election, there is a loser or a winner. So anyone loses doesn't make much of a difference because we have the numbers. So we take both in the right spirit.
You have the numbers, of course. You're saying he comes from a humble background. He's worked his way up and he's been a member of parliament as well. But Mohammad Khan of the Congress, do you still call it an ideological battle, or is it simply about the numbers today?
It was always an ideological battle, ma'am. The BJP will try and mislead you into believing it was about the numbers because all they care about is elections, electoral math. They don't see that there are constitutional processes that are greater than any electoral victory. And that is why the BJP will always be staffed with politicians and never statesmen. Our objection was never to Mr. Kovind, ma'am. Mr. Kovind is a fine gentleman and his credentials were never called into question by the Congress, unlike what they're doing with our vice presidential nominee. We had a problem with the process. We continue to have a problem with the process. This election will come and go. The fact is the Congress and 17 major opposition parties stood together and in one voice opposed this government. I think history will remember that, ma'am.
So this is about a joint opposition candidate. The fact you're saying that there was a consensus candidate, the fact that opposition parties are united against the BJP and the NDA. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Suresh Verma?
Ananya, I enjoy when Congress talks about ideology. Not that Congress doesn't have any ideology. It has been a party that has thrived because of overarching presence during independence. So gradually it is sinking. You see, when a ragtag coalition of 17, 18 parties come together with no common ideology, what is their common ideology? Defeat the BJP, defeat whatever we do. Otherwise, casteist, corrupt and communal forces joining hands cannot produce an ideology. What is the ideology they are fighting for? That's the question. You know, I enjoy when they talk about ideology.
You want to respond to that, Mohammad Khan?
Okay, so if I may respond to your questions about ideology, can I summarize what our ideology is? I'll tell you what our ideology is. Our ideology is a united India. Our ideology is something you will never understand because your definition of nationalism will always be at variance from our definition of nationalism. हमारे हिंदुस्तान में सबकी नहीं जगह है. आपके हिंदुस्तान में गिने चुने लोगों के लिए, including yourself. The problem is, Sudesh sir, and you know this, the reason you try and undermine the Congress is because the Congress has withstood you for decades and it will continue to withstand you. अभी ये ज़माना है, ये दौर है. You are in power. Instead of governing, you are resorting to the most petty form of politics. 3 साल हो गए, मगर दुख की बात ये आज भी आपके सामने कांग्रेस का भूत खड़ा है और आप लोग हमेशा यही डरते थे, अरे कांग्रेस ने ये बोल दिया, कांग्रेस ने वो कर दिया. This is a significant monsoon session. Unfortunately, instead of talking about your agenda for this session, you people came out and started attacking the opposition again. You are either terrible at governance or you are petrified of it. मुझे समझ नहीं आता, या तो आप लोगों से सरकार चल नहीं सकती या आप चलाना नहीं चाहते. Both of these conclusions are not flattering to you, Sudesh Saab. Now, finally, I will say one thing and in only one sentence. Our ideology is this: keep our country together. Let us stand together. And that, Sudesh Saab, I challenge you, is not your ideology. मैं आपको चुनौती देता हूँ, ये आपकी ideology है ही नहीं.
Mr. Suresh Verma, respond to that.
Ananya, can I speak?
Yes, of course. Please
Ananya,
go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you see, anyone knowing about the BJP, even a school-going boy will tell you what the BJP stands for. If nationalism is something which is identified with any party, it is the BJP. And we have seen how Karnataka government led by the Congress has behaved. And still you talk, you are trying to, put everything upturned. What Jawaharlal Nehru stood for, what Sardar Patel stood for, one flag, one nation, and you are trying to violate that also. You see, Congress ideology has been that stay in power, make maximum benefit out of being in power, nepotism, corruption, make money, and when you go into opposition, cry foul when action is taken against you, defend the most corrupt person in this country, Mr. Lalu Yadav and his skins. This has been your ideology, and that is why you have been voted out of power, Mr. Mohammad Khan.
Mr. Mohammad Khan, you have no ideology. The Congress party, he means, has no ideology. So why do you call it an ideological battle is what he's saying?
Yes, I'll come to that. But Mr. Verma raises certain questions which require to be addressed. First of all, Sudeshi, आप कहते हैं बच्चा जानता है आपकी ideology क्या है. When certain members of a minority community are lynched or harassed, or there is an atmosphere of communal tension or hatred created in the country, and all our Prime Minister does is issue statements once every year.
We don't look at people as minority or majority.
Either our
this
Prime
is
Minister
the Congress communalized.
or he doesn't.
We don't look at people as majority or minority.
Interrupt you. Sudesh sir, I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you, Sudesh sir. I didn't interrupt you. I hope you extend me the same courtesy.
Okay,
now,
okay,
Sudesh sir, what I'm saying is this. Look, I'm sure you're a wonderful person yourself, but the people who surround you and the cadres of the BJP that exist, they have a very different idea of India. They have an idea of India that purges diversity, that believes in a very homogeneous India. I'm sorry, we do not share that vision. Congress is a party for all. The Congress has governed India through some of its most turbulent time. It has led India to victory in 3 wars against Pakistan, something you will never have. It has reformed India's economy time and again.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think we've lost that link with the Congress's Mohammad Khan, because remember, it's been raining very heavily in the capital, and sometimes the rain disturbs the technical links as well. But we'll try and reconnect and come back to our expert panel this morning, because we're also tracking very closely day 4 of Parliament's monsoon session. In fact, in just about 20 minutes or so, Parliament session is going to begin, and the cow vigilantism debate is set to rock both houses of Parliament yet again on the 4th day of the monsoon session. There was massive ruckus, as you see on your screens there, in Parliament yesterday over the controversial remarks made by the Samajwadi Party's Naresh Agarwal. Those remarks were later expunged. In fact, Naresh Agarwal initially was defiant, but he later took back his statement under pressure after the BJP MPs demanded an apology from him.
जब सरकार ने एक ही बात कही है कि किसी भी तरह का डेवलपमेंट, कोई भी डिस्ट्रक्टिव एजेंडा डेवलपमेंट के एजेंडे पर डोमिनेट हम नहीं करने देंगे, तो इसमें कहाँ किसी तरह का कोई शक और शुबा है. सरकार यही चाहती है, हमारी पार्टी यही चाहती है. अब विपक्ष के लोग भी जो कहते हैं, उससे तो लगता है कि वो भी यही चाहते हैं कि देश में शांति हो, देश में सौहार्द हो और देश विकास के रास्ते पे चले. तो प्रोग्रेस पर पलीता लगाने के लिए जो पॉलिटिकल पाखंड है वो बंद होना चाहिए.
So this whole brouhaha about cowling.
In our panel this morning, we have Suresh Verma, spokesperson of the BJP, and we have Mohammad Khan of the Congress, both joining us here on NewsX this morning. Suresh Verma, it's that lynchings was one point that Mohammad Khan was raising before we lost his link. The Congress's main point has been, why can't the government act? Why is it that the Prime Minister seems to be speaking on this, but there seems to be no action?
You see, reply has been given in various debates. We have always said that we are not with those who resort to violence or who take law into their own hands. We have condemned it in the strongest words possible. The Prime Minister has condemned it, thrice, not once. And it is the state's law and order problem. The state should deal with it. It doesn't matter whether a Muslim has been lynched or a Hindu has been lynched. Lynching should be condemned. We don't see the person who has been lynched as a member of minority community or majority community. We are not selective in our approach. Anyone who has been lynched is crime against humanity, and anyone who has done it should not be spared. They should be punished. They should be prosecuted through a due process of law. Kindly don't bring communal angle into it. and we are ready to debate the issue in Parliament. We are not shying from debate, but allow the Parliament to debate. You are raising issues like what happened yesterday. Mr. Naresh Agrawal, unnecessarily provoked through his statement which should not be acceptable for any sane person in this country. A day before that, what happened? Unprovoked anger of Ms. Mayawati in Rajya Sabha created ruckus in both houses. So is this the way you want Parliament to run, or you want serious debate?
Let's take that question to Mohammed Khan, because we have to take that question to Mohammed Khan. Mohammed Khan, is there any other way to place your point? Many may be valid points, but is there any other way to place your points other than ruckus, chaos? In fact, the Speaker of Lok Sabha yesterday, when there were these noisy protests, said, "Halla mat kijiye." I mean, there's only halla that we see in both houses of Parliament the moment Parliament convenes.
Well, I may not subscribe to the idea, but a great politician once said that disruption is a legitimate form of democracy, or is a legitimate form of opposition in democracy. So, and that great man was Mr. Arun Jaitley, their finance minister right now. However, having said that, the Congress has come to the table with a clear agenda. It has circulated the points that it wants to discuss. They relate to the economy, they relate to national security, they relate to Kashmir, they relate to incursions by China. Mr. Sudesh Verma is frightened of answering all of those questions, because in the RSS handbook that they hand out to them, other than abusing the Gandhi family, they don't brief them very well on what to talk about when it comes to substantive issues.
We are ready to discuss.
You spoke about giving a religious color to the lynching, Sudesh sir. You gave us a religious color. So, I didn't interrupt you. Do me the same courtesy. Now, what I'm saying is, you spoke about lynchings. You're absolutely right. Any person of any religion gets lynched. It is a matter of grave concern. But 2 points I want to make here, Sudesh sir. One, there seems to be an overwhelming number of people being targeted only because of their religious identity, and that is where religion comes in. Unfortunately, you know, I personally believe it should be taken off the table, but unfortunately, your government would not allow that. It's too profitable for you. Number two, you said that the Prime Minister comes forward and condemns it. Sir, either we have the weakest Prime Minister in Indian history or the most insincere one, and both these conclusions are not flattering for him. या तो उनकी बात कोई सुनता नहीं है सर, या वो सचमुच में इन बातों को मानते नहीं है. Because you say it's a law and order subject, that's a technical cop-out. Half the states in which these occur are ruled by BJP states. And the onus of ensuring that the Parliament functions is that of the House, is that of the government in power, which is why you have a Parliamentary Affairs Minister. That is his singular point of instruction. We, in the past, have tried to bring you on board. We have made concessions to you when it comes to laws that we've laid in Parliament, and I can personally attest to that. We have reached out across the aisle. We have tried to foster a spirit of bipartisanship. We supported the GST bill, which you held up for 7 years. So
right, so you're saying the onus lies with the government, but I think the onus is also with the opposition.
Will you reach out to the opposition and try and ensure that this works?
Have a responsible debate, have a responsible discussion. Sir, we're running out of time, but...
Ananya, can I respond?
Okay, sir, 10 seconds.
Quick response I want to give. Okay, you see, he heard from the great parliamentarian that Mr. Arun Jaitley he heard one part of his argument, that is the job of the ruling party to run the House, but he didn't hear the other part of the argument, where opposition equally has to contribute to that.
That's exactly what we are saying.
So you can't just take one and not agree with the other part. And coming to that, you see, we are ready to discuss. Government has said that we are ready to discuss, but don't try to spit and run. This is what we are requesting. We are ready to debate. We have nothing to hide. We are very transparent. We are very strong in our arguments.
I think that's the point. Yes, this must be discussed. Some of the points that the opposition is raising are indeed valid, need to be addressed by the government. But should there be discussion instead of disruption?
Extend the hand of conciliation, and I assure you the Congress will reciprocate.
Okay, extend the hand of conciliation is what you are saying. Let's see what happens when Parliament convenes at 11 o'clock.
No.
11 o'clock this morning, sir. 11 o'clock, in just about 20 minutes or so, we'll see what happens in both houses of Parliament. They were repeatedly adjourned yesterday. But thanks to both of you gentlemen for joining us here on NewsX this morning and for this lively discussion, because there's much to look forward to today.